And don't let anybody tell you how your future is going to go. Are you listening to me? I just love this community. There are many layers to the answer to this question. Having the ability to have the field around your body, that your body's emitting this light and information, to be so organized and so coherent and so expanded that you could pick up information like an antenna from the field. And the experiences that are closest to becoming reality, to becoming into your life, are the ones that are the closest and the slowest frequency before it turns into the experience. And intuitive people have the ability to be able to tune in, not with their thinking brain, but their autonomic nervous system, to information. And if that pineal gland again is activated, you can transduce it and understand what that information is telling you. And you can pick up information from other people's field as well. Again, if it's coherent and you have a good signal, a good Wi-Fi signal. So trusting that is another story, because sometimes you're getting impressions and other times you're trying to forecast the future based on your past, and that's not it. And so it's a process of trial and error. But I do think that many of us, our energy does interfere with other people's energy. And if it's done with a really, really good match and there's coherence, and the interference creates constructive patterns, then there's an elevation in energy, and that's what connects us, and creates strong relationships. And that energy is based on really how we think and how we feel, and that vibrational match is the exchange of information, or a better way to say it, we exchange memories based on emotions, or we can relate to each other based on the experiences that we have that have similar emotions. And so there's an energetic bond that takes place with people for all kinds of reasons, because of all kinds of emotions. So then if you start changing your energy, Francois, and you are thinking differently and you are feeling differently and your energy is different and there's no longer a vibrational match, the energy and the information that is exchanged between two people is out of sync, it's out of order, and there's a destructive interference, and that doesn't feel good. A lot of times we just feel something's off or something's not right. And we have to trust that. We really have to trust that when that happens, because that's when we get good at it. And I think a lot of people do it really well. I think all of us have done it. And I think other times people stay in relationships because they don't want to hurt the other person, or they stay in relationships because there's a payoff emotionally, or thousands of reasons. You get the idea. So taking a chance on the unknown as well. So when that happens, then if we've truly started to think and feel differently, when we view that person in that relationship, we view them through a different lens, because we're not the same, we're not the match. And if that occurs, then we have to trust that as well and see either we change together or we don't. And so that's a great dialogue or conversation to have. But you have to experience the other person in 3D reality too, and they have to really line up with their behaviors and their choices, and the experiences that they create are what they want. And so there's that 3D experience that takes place that has to do with compatibility and getting along and it being fun and learning from each other and all those things. And when it gets predictable or boring, or when it gets too familiar and nothing new is happening, and you're okay with that, then it makes sense. But if you're on the quest and you're in the process of your own evolution, you have to consider if there's anything else, if there's more to experience. And I think that's evolution. So how do we get good at it? We go, I think, fully in the game of life. I think we stay really truthful and honest with ourselves, and we keep doing the work, and we learn how to read information. And I think that just looking at the ability of our student body, just in the way they're connecting to energy and information, I wouldn't be surprised if we get really good at doing this more often. So relationships change, and I'm talking about all kinds of relationships, not just intimate relationships. But I'm also talking about relationships with family, relationships with friends, relationships with coworkers, relationships with all kinds of people. That happens all the time. So if we believe that love exists as a constant, I do think that if your relationship changes in some way in the way we experience each other in the 3D world, I think that if there's really love, then the relationship can change in many of those semantic ways, but there's still love. And I think that's a really healthy way to end a relationship.